Welcome to the cold and dark start tutorial for the iniBuilds A350. Let's go. On MSFS 2020 you'll start in the flight deck. On MSFS 2024 I believe you have to walk up to the door and click on it. But once you're in the airplane the process is identical on both simulators. So first of all let's head up to the overhead panel. Now we'll switch on the batteries. If this is your first time flying the A350 you'll want to go straight to the EFB, then options, and set that IRS align time to instant, and then restart your flight. Returning to the overhead panel after switching on the batteries, we'll now switch on the fuel pumps. And the external power, make sure you're at a gate or ramp that has external power. Now switch on APU master and APU start. We'll also set the IRS to nav. Once that APU start sign is showing as available, switch on the APU bleed. Head down to the pedestal, set the engine starter to ignition, and flick the master switch for engine number 2. After a short while you'll see engine number 2 displayed as available on the ECAM. At this point you can head down to the pedestal and flick the master switch for engine number 1. Once engine number 1 is showing as available, we can head down to the pedestal, set the engine starter back to normal, head up to the overhead panel, switch off the APU bleed, switch off the APU master, switch off external power and switch on those emergency batteries. Let's now head down to the pedestal and we'll switch on that transponder. Staying on the pedestal, we're going to click the VHF radio to activate it and use the mouse wheel to increase the volume to full. We'll then press the master switch to activate the VHF1 radio. Let's work through some items on the takeoff checklist. So first of all the sign, so that's emergency exits, seatbelts and mobile phones, which are all on the overhead panel. Just flick those switches up into the arm or auto position. Same with the emergency exit lights there. Move the flap lever to a takeoff position, whether that's flaps 1 or 2 you're going to use for takeoff, and also arm those spoilers. This checklist is finished on my full flight tutorial. On the EFB ground tab, disconnect the chocks and the GPU. You can now call for pushback, and when the tug arrives just switch off the parking brake. From here on out you can follow my full flight tutorial, which is linked on an end card and in the pinned comment. It covers all the FMC autopilot setup plus a full flight from start to finish. Thank you for watching, I hope you found this useful. If you did, please drop a like, feel free to subscribe for regular sim content. Take care and I'll see you next time.